Hey! All the people that you think were metaphysicians that were extremely famous were very famous scientists. So the people that you think, inversely so, were so incredible scientists, they were in actual fact metaphysicians. I posted a nearly unknown quote. So many people were like, oh my god, I can't believe Nikola Tesla said that. But Nikola Tesla spoke, he called himself a seer, called himself a mystic, a seer. He used the word concentration, but what he's actually referring is to abduction. And I don't mean like a common term abduction, like you abduct somebody. It means a retroductive disobjectification analysis. Edgar Cayce called it going to the Akashic records and pulling out information. Now, here's a question. What did Nikola Tesla, Walter Russell, I'm sure you know who that is, Plato, Plotinus, and Sir Isaac Newton have in common? All of those folks collectively gave us about 98% of our scientific methodology. Most people, of course, can point to Aristotle, but of course they failed to. It's like Sir Isaac Newton. Most people were stunned when they learned that 95% of the writings of Sir Isaac Newton was not on algebra and science and his laws of motion. It was about metaphysics. Yeah, you say, well, he was an occultist. He was not really an occultist. He was an alchemist, and he made predictions, and he studied ancient scriptures. He did do all that, but he was a metaphysician. Aristotle, Plato, these are people that gave us the scientific method. These ancient Greeks, but these people were, above all else, metaphysicians. They were monistic metaphysicians specifically. A lot of people point to Aristotle, but they completely ignore the countless tonnage of Aristotle talking about the ether and talking about the divine realm of the agathon, the ascent and descent of the soul. All of these people that gave us the scientific all of these hardcore, atomistic, myopic neophytes that we call scientists today, they're actually not scientists. What they are is mathematicians. Mathematicians don't believe in anything that you can't count. Specifically, the one thing, and I'm getting to the point of this video, of course, that these people had in common that made them so fantastic, and of course they did have fine minds, but they didn't have a mind that is outside the realm of what you yourself can attain, is that you weren't taught this stuff in high school or college or anywhere else. And I'm going to write a book about this starting, because I write so much stuff and I'm so friggin' busy all the damn time. It is just killing me, literally, it's killing me. I work 7 days a week. Even when you think I'm not doing something because I miss a day or two of making videos, I'm busy translating or writing. What these people had in common is something that you were never taught. They were given a tool of retroductive analysis. This is what the ancient Greeks called apophaticism, or theurgy. Edgar Cayce was called the dreaming prophet who had actually envisioned all this stuff. I really don't want to point to Edgar Cayce that much for many obvious reasons, but nothing is known except through the modality of the knower. I don't care if someone calls it the ether, I don't care if someone calls it the agathon, I don't care if, it's a Neoplatonists called it the epistrophe. Prohodos is to go forth, i.e. to be embodied, and to pull yourself out of embodiment is the epistrophe. To literally extract yourself away from phenomenality, from empirical existence. This is apophaticism, this is theurgy, this is neti-neti, this is the via negativa talked about by the Indians. It is not a mental machination, it is not concentration, it is not meditation, because meditation doesn't actually refer to anything specifically. One of the worst words in the English language is meditation, because it means a million different things to a million different people. It's not specific. Like staring at the ceiling while you're sitting on the toilet is technically meditation. That's not what these people were doing. Not to get these ideas anyway. They were engaging in this retroductive analysis. It's like Nikola Tesla, he called himself a seer. Specifically, I posted the quote yesterday. Nikola Tesla said that that the answers would come to him in the ether, and he called himself a seer. He called himself a highly receptive individual and a seer. But what he did is he engaged, not concentration, like he used the word concentration, but unfortunately in the English language there's not much nuance, and there certainly is no specific native English term that refers to theurgy or retroduction. The actual term in Pali is sati or smriti, which unfortunately translated means recollection, but it does not literal recollection. Concentration, of course, is like, burning your brain, thinking about something very intently, but it's not that either. We can say the word concentration, but it is a different type of concentration. It is literally the inverse of concentration. It is a concentration, and I hate using that term at all, wherein which the mind is actually extracted from the psychophysical, the empirical being, i.e. the persona non grata, wherein which you seek answers in, I don't care if you call it an unconscious realm, I don't care if you call it counter space, I don't care if you call it, who gives a damn what you call it? But the point is, it is found there. It is not found where scientists are sitting, and I've got nothing against science, I got nothing against mathematicians, but they're literally looking in the entire phenomenal world. There's a reason that Walter Russell, Nikola Tesla, Plato, and Aristotle, and Sir Isaac Newton, like I said, Sir Isaac Newton, 95% of his writings and his life was spent on metaphysics. Not physics, not algebra, not the laws that govern, which were used by NASA for satellite calculation and countless other. They still use Newton's calculations. Yeah, Newton was, his entire life was interested in metaphysics. He just happened to find answers to things in this realm. We can call it a realm. I don't care what you call it, like I said. But it's the same place where Tesla found it. It's the same place, and it's not a place literally. It is literally an anti-place because it's non-Cartesian. A topos, or a place, has a Cartesian locus, kind of like a GPS location. It's not a place at all. It's literally an anti-place. If we want to be really flowery in our descriptions, we could call it an Akashic anti-place where the answers are found to everything. And who cares what you call it? But that's where these people found these big answers that they used to change the world, to establish the scientific method. All of these people engaged in the same thing. And it was not empirical observation and calculation and slide rulers and pencil drawings. It was not that. They sought the answers. They sought the answers in the place that actually did give them the answers. Newton got them from the same place as Tesla and Plato and Aristotle. And they got it by the methodology of retroduction. This via negativa, apophatic disobjectification, where you go literally to the non-Cartesian place that is literally not a place. Boy, that sounds really weird superficially, doesn't it? It sounds obtuse, it sounds fantastical, but it's not. There's only two dimensions in this world. There's the dimensions of space and phenomena, and there's the dimensions of counter space. There are only two dimensions, spatial and counterspatial. They sought the answers where the answers are. That's not saying you can't actually do math, but you can't build a bridge to higher answers by rearranging the crap on the table. And this is what, and I'm trying to make a perfect analogy. It's hard to make metaphysical analogies, with physical objects. But the point being is you can't find higher answers. This is a piece of art a friend of mine made. It's coated in gold leaf. It's very beautiful. It's an apple. You can't find the answers to higher things by rearranging the crap on the table. It's like, well, if I did it this way, maybe that's not the answer. This is what modern scientists do. The people that don't get answers, they're just moving stuff around on the table. Well, that's not where the answers are. The answers are completely opposite of that. It's opposite of the realm of phenomena and topos and Cartesian phenomena and places. It's not found there. all of these people have this in common. It's like, well, no, these are just, and people dismiss them. They say, well, these are just really brilliant minds. You know, Tesla was, of course, brilliant, just like Plato and Aristotle were. But they are not like the God figures that people, including all of you, make them out to be. What they had, however, that you don't have, okay, which was not given to them at birth, was a tool that nobody taught you, and it's the most useful tool that there is. I'll write a book about this sometime starting at the end of the year, but I'm so busy writing so much stuff. That tool is theurgy. It's not only the methodology, it's the principle whereby which things are known, but they're not known objectively. It's so counterintuitive to a hyperlogical mind, which most of you have, to think that by decentering oneself from phenomena, you can actually find the answers to all the stuff that you seek for. Because it's not found down here. It's not here. It's not in any place in this world. It's not found under a rock or a tree, and it's not found anywhere in the heavens or in another planet or another galaxy. It is literally found completely the opposite of all of that. That is literally where the answers are. Edgar Cayce called it the Akashic records. The ancient Greeks called it the cosmos noetos. Yeah, it's called cosmos noetos. It's the realm in which answers are found to the questions that you seek. And it is not found through mental machinations about all the crap down here at our fingertips. You're not going to find the answers rearranging, the turds on the table. It's not going to be found that way. That's what mathematicians believe. If they add up enough turds in the right way, then we're going to find the answer. They try to build like a perfect math equation to explain things, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it can't be found that way. You can't keep rearranging the crap to find golden answers which float in the ether, quite literally floating in the ether. The answers are in the ether. Tesla and Aristotle and Plato were brilliant people, but they were not, these superhuman beings that you take them for. What they just had was a tool that you don't have because you were never told about it. And I'm as serious as a heart attack when I say that. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you like these videos. Let me know. If you do, you can always click the link below.